yesterday. I forget what I'm doing in the house. I have no idea at all what I was doing in the house, but I heard my husband screaming my name from the back door. The back door was open, but the storm door was not open. Um, he's screaming my name, and I go to the back door and I see him standing there like this. I knew whatever he had that it probably wasn't good. But he's standing there like this. I opened the door and I said, "What do you have?" He said, "I have another chipmunk." I said, "Oh, so you have another chipmunk. Where'd you get the chipmunk?" I got it out of Sebastian's mouth. He had it. I told him to drop it, and he did, and I picked it up, and it's wounded on its back. I have a heart for anything that's wounded. I cannot help it. Um, it's just in my nature. If I know something's hurt, I have to help it if it's a little helpless animal. So I told him to bring it on in the house, and I put him in a container that I used to put my little monk in. Monk is my pet chipmunk that I've had since March of this past year. I put him in a little bowl container that's pretty big. It's about this tall and about yay wide, with a couple of carrots, and we had to go to town, so I left him like that. When I got back, I did research. I did research for over an hour on my computer to see if uh, male chipmunks fight for dormancy. Uh, I think that's how you say it. I don't know if male chipmunks are dormant to their territory. Um, they're making a lot of noise over there. I had to check and make sure Sebastian's not trying to let them out of their cage. All he has to do is swipe one time on that hinge and that door is going to open. But anyway, so I get the little fella and check him over, and he's okay. The only thing that happened was Sebastian was carrying him around by the nape of his neck, and it got scuffed up a little bit, but it's not very bad. So after researching for over an hour to see if Monk would beat this poor baby up, I decided to put him in the cage with Monk. So I get what my husband calls Meek. He said, "Now I'm calling him Meek, but we're not going to keep him. But Monk and Meek sound good together." I said, "All right, whatever." I get Meek, and I take him out of the bowl and I put him in the cage with Monk, and Monk is instantly in love. Instantly in love with Meek. Meek is a third of the size of Monk. Meek goes to slapping Monk and screaming. I guess because Monk's not his mama. So I watched that for a little bit, and finally Meek calmed down and got over into a corner of the cage. Monk made his bed and went to bed underneath his bedding. He beds down underneath a pile of bedding and papers that I have given him to make a nest. So he got in his nest and went to bed, and when I went to bed, Meek was still up on the spiral staircase that leads up to the wheel. When I woke up this morning, I researched what I needed to feed Meek with him being so young because he's off of milk, but I really wasn't sure if he could eat Monk's hard food. Now, Monk gets watermelon every day, so I knew he could eat that. So I give him the millet out of Monk's rodent chow and watermelon, and he chows down. So Meek and Monk are getting along great. I do not know if I'm going to keep Meek. I have no idea. I have not made a decision about it. But I wanted to share the fact that I now have two chipmunks. I have Monk, my little baby that I raised from the time that he had his eyes and ears closed. I hand raised him. And now I have Meek, whose eyes are open, his ears are open, and he's eating on his own. But he is so little compared to Monk. So I have two chipmunks. I wanted to share that with my YouTube friends. Everybody be safe. Be kind to one another. It really does matter. Be kind to critters too, because that really does matter. And have a good week, everybody, this week. Bye bye, everyone. See you again in another video.